So Neil is part of the university's research communications team and manages the development and delivery of the university's research and innovation communications and engagement strategy. He's lots of experience in a whole host of areas, but this includes marketing strategy and planning and communications. And he's here today to speak to you all about how to enhance and make the most of your University of Leeds staff profile. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Neil.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for inviting me along today, Jenny. We did this about 2 or 3 years ago, I think, and got a really good response to it. So I've worked in research and marketing comms at the uni for over 10 years. And today I'm going to talk to you about how to enhance your staff profile page. I'm going to talk about why having a good staff profile is important, show you how to develop it, and why you should maintain it through your career. I'll be happy to take any questions at the end of this, so if you have anything, please write it down, and then we'll go through it at the end, if that's okay. So, why is your staff profile important? Well, there's many good reasons why having a staff profile is important, but I'll be focusing on 4 today. Firstly, it's to help build your reputation. It's about helping you establish one and actually growing one in using your staff profile to do this. It might sound a bit of a stretch, but actually, as we go through this, you'll understand how you can do it and what an important tool the staff profile is for you. Secondly, it's going to help for networking. It's going to improve your recognition. It'll show you the range of your work to the external outside world, and also your expertise. Also, it's going to improve your visibility as a researcher to the outside world. It will enable you to show and tell your experience, your skills, your background, and your interests and areas of skills. And finally, it will help attract funding. It'll do this by building trust, credibility, and also enhancing your reputation. So we're going to go through each one of these in detail. Like I say, any questions, ask at the end. Thank you. So firstly, let's talk about reputation. Staff profile can help build or enhance your reputation. And I'd like to go through the elements of how you create one. Now, firstly, personal characteristics. You can do this by talking about who you are, your values, why you became interested in your area of expertise, and you can help by getting a good photograph of yourself, which will really help recognition. As an aside, this is really important. If people can see who you are, then they can start to build a relationship with you and recognise you, whether it's in meetings, at conferences, or even in the corridor. Trust me, it will all help. Next, your personal branding. How can you stand out from your peers? You can do this by discussing your skill sets, your professional development, what you've been learning, how you've been progressing, helping establish your credibility using your academic and personal achievements. Next, non-work interests. Now, you might not think this is interesting, but by discussing your hobbies and other interests, many people will take their cues about who you really are from these aspects of your life, not just your professional life, but the things that drive you and interest you and invigorate you. And lastly, you can use the organisation. You can discuss your role within the university, any multidisciplinary work you do, any cross-faculty work you do, or you may have done, and basically leverage the university's international reputation to help drive your own. Next, let's talk about networking. I'm sure some of you have done it already. Some of you may be starting out as early career researchers, but networking is a critical part of the work that you're doing, particularly if you're looking to develop and build, attract funding and partnerships and so forth. So The elements of network are pretty basic. It's kind of common sense, but I just wanted to go through them so people can identify with them, particularly if you're having a coffee in a breakout or whatever. Firstly, it's about curiosity. You can use your profile to ask questions, to open up your work to comment and collaboration. And you can even describe who your ideal collaborators or partners would be. You can be very specific. If you've got an area of research which you want to develop, then if you're aware of other people in those, and you know what their values, what their drivers are, what their motivations, you can use those within your staff profile to help develop them. Next, authenticity. By authenticity, it means you're true to yourself. You can create trust, you can offer help to others, you can discuss, you can offer support and guidance where appropriate. This will help word of mouth recommendations. If people can see and have the evidence that you're somebody who's willing to contribute to help others, to go the extra mile, that will really help in terms of networking and connecting people to you. And finally, follow up. If you've taken the trouble to meet people, or keep your conversations going afterwards, respond to emails, you could even put notes on your staff profile. You could even put sound bites of podcasts you think are relative to the area that you work in, or even social media requests. If you're on any of the current platforms like LinkedIn, you might be on ResearchGate or Google Scholar, keep up to them. Show that you're willing and give you time to mentor or advise when asked. Always important. The next thing I'd like to discuss is the visibility of your staff profile. You may not know this, but staff profiles are some of the most popular and most visited pages on the university. Far more so than a lot of other parts, even some areas of guidance and student recruitment and so forth. People are interested in our researchers. They know the reputation that we have as a university for research. So using your staff profile to increase your visibility is something that is going to be a critical part of your career. So you can use the university SEO strength, the search engine optimization strength, by tagging any images that you put in, and there's details on how to do that in the guidance. You can show the work that you're doing. You can add clips, and these could be video, film, animation, sound clips, podcasts, or whatever. This will all help keep your visibility high. You can also showcase your work and expertise and experience using the functionality. Now, a key part of your profile is your publications list. If you're publishing work, it will show up if tagged within your staff profile. If you're working on research projects and you're a PI, it will show up on your staff profile. And if you're not a PI but are working on projects with other people, you can list these projects within your staff profile. In terms of showcasing you, the site gets over 500,000 visits a day. So if you can refresh your staff pages with new content after conferences, presentations, any launches or project completion, it gives people a reason to come back and get in touch with you and keep visiting. Remember, this is your personal staff website, if you like, where you can add anything you choose to help build your profile and your reputation. Next, I want to talk about funding. Now, obviously, funding is a key part of all our work. I support funding bids in many different ways, and I know what a focus there is within the faculties on that. So when applying for funding, funding bodies will probably check your staff profile. They will search your name, and it's critical you have a great profile page to show the world. So the elements I want to talk about, firstly, discoverability. Your staff profile will help you be discovered because it's part of your school pages, it's part of the faculty pages, and it's part of the University of Leeds pages. So you're already ahead of the game by being part of the university website. We know the visits, we can tag where people come from, we can track how much time they spend on it. And if your staff profile is up to date, if you keep refreshing it, people will come back. You get more visits and it'll actually rise up the rankings. It's important to show your capability. So you can use your profile to show how effective your work is. It can enhance your credibility as a researcher and your trustworthiness. This means that you can do this by showing the fulfillment of projects, the development of impact, and any external work that you do, whether it's connecting with other institutions, bodies, or conferences and presentations. This leads to a key aspect of your profile, which is being able to show your impact. Your impact as a researcher, your impact as an active member of the research community. And you can use your profile to illustrate the impact of your work by showing the successful outcomes. It could be papers, it could be presentations from, as I say, conferences. It could be a list, and by I say list, you can put white papers on there, you can put PowerPoints, PDFs, anything that shows the successful outcomes and achievements of your work within your research will all help support grant applications and bids, and it will prepare for the future ref coming up, because believe me, the ref boards always look at staff profiles. Okay. So how can you enhance your profile? Let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? First of all, have you got one? Hopefully you have. It is part and parcel of the beginning of your career at the university. So every staff member who joins gets a profile page. Have you checked? Have you made sure that you've got one? If you haven't, we can help you do that. We can put it together. But basically, these are generated when you start work and you put into the HR system. An email is generated with the details of how to access the Jadu content management system, which is what drives the university. And then you get a link to your university profile guide. And then when you click on the link, you will come at your personal profile page. We've got clear guidance on how to populate your page, and there are people around to help you and support you to do that. And my team, it's a key part of what we do. So the guidance is at comms.leeds. It goes through the steps about creating and building your staff profile. I'll be sharing this presentation later with you so you can use the links within it. I'm not going to go through every aspect of it, but please, please, please read it before you start, or if you forgot first time around, because there's a lot of helpful hints and tips in there on how to develop your pages and how to add interest, engagement and content. Each of the faculties have a separate link, as you can see on here. And like I said, if you haven't been sent this already, do get in touch with HR in each of your faculties to follow that up. If you don't get any joy, get in touch with us at the email address that I'll put on the end of this. Okay. So the first thing to do when you've got your guidance you're getting ready to plan, is start making some notes. Now, things to think about are what we've just covered. How your profile can help your reputation, your networking, your visibility, and obviously, hopefully, because we can't promise, your funding too. So the important thing is to tell your story and evidence your work. It's important to show impact and depth with examples where possible. Think about how you want it to look. By that I mean add some images. Don't make it look like a bland CV, because frankly, not many people are going to want to come back and read it. If you can enhance it with images, with video clips, podcasts, animations, then people will get an idea of the breadth of the work that you do, the creativity, and the scope of what you want to do and how you want to work. So you can choose which work to highlight. You can choose the content, and I think importantly, have a look at other peer profiles. Does yours measure up? Is it better or worse? Can you make it better? Hopefully you can. But this, don't forget, is your personal website. So you can be as creative as you like within the system that we have and use it to make an impact for yourself. So these are the notes I made when I did mine. I don't know if you can read it. Right at the top, good quality photo. Very, very important. Areas of expertise, which is all specific areas. These are critical because it helps people searching for you. So if you can list as many areas of expertise as you have, put them in. If you run out of space, put it in the description. Really, really important. This is what the form looks like. This is what you'll see when you open your staff profile up. Pretty dull, yes, but it's what you put in it that matters. So as you can see, you access it from the Jadu page. This is the link to the comms website where you've got some guidance and direction. But when you get the link from HR, when you've just started, or if you've just moved across and you want to set up another staff page, this is what you will see. Again, I'm not going to go through every single aspect of it. I trust you as professionals to be able to complete a form like this, but the reason I'm giving this talk today is to add the value in the elements that we've talked about so far. So creativity, depth of interest, quality of work, referencing, all really, really important. The way that we work is it's step by step. There's an important tick box a bit lower which says show my profile to external agencies. external websites. That's really important. If you don't click that, it doesn't show up. But again, that's in the guidance. In terms of building your page, this is something that I put together. As you can see right at the top is a video. Now you could find something that's linked, even if you've not created one yourself, something that's relevant to the work that you do. But again, it's about creating impact. As you can see on mine, I've got my areas of expertise and my contact points, websites, LinkedIn, ResearchGate, Google Scholar, Blue Sky, whatever platform you're using currently, you can put that in and it will show up on here. So when you're adding the content, a couple of basic things. Spell check. Nobody really wants to see any typos on these staff profiles. We're all professionals. It's not a difficult thing to spell check. Secondly, remove the formatting. Make sure that the fonts are the university fonts, and again the guidance will show you that. Use rights-free images. Please don't just copy and paste off the internet, because people do track you down, and we have a number of legal issues at the moment with external photographic agencies chasing payment, running into the thousands for people who have used an image without permission and put it on their website. These agencies do check, and images do have digital fingerprints which can be traced. So adding descriptions in alt text, so whenever you add an image and you click on it, there'll be an opportunity to put text in there, which is a descriptor, but you can also put in your areas of skills and expertise, so when people search on those, the image will come up. The image is linked to your staff profile. That's another way that you can be discovered, so that's all very important. We've talked about comparing and contrast with other profiles. I think if you look at the best and see how you can improve on that. It does take time, but I think it pays dividends in the end. So, road test it. Don't just put it together and publish it. Get some feedback on it. Share it with colleagues. I ask for their views on it. Is it representative? Is it covering everything that they would expect to see? Is it covering everything that you want to show? Always worth getting feedback on it. Then you can tweak and fine tune it, send it out again until you're really happy with it and the people whose opinions you respect are impressed with it. Thirdly, update it regularly. You can even set a reminder in Outlook, and that could be on a monthly basis, just to add new input. If you've been to a conference or a presentation, you can add comments on there about it. Keep it up to date. Very, very important. Another key part of it is adding it to your email signature. If you want people to visit, then you want people to know it's there. And to do that, you need to get visibility of where the links are, get people to go to it, and like I said, get feedback. If you're having problems with it, we can help. That's our email address. But the next aspect after road testing is launching it. So you've put all the effort in, get the most out of it you can. So ask friends to visit it. It'll help drive search returns. Excuse me. Send them a link. Ask for their opinions. Get them to share it if they like it. Also share it with your network. This is really, really important. Your personal networks and professional networks are critical to helping build your profile, build your reputation. And if you can get people to visit from those networks, particularly the areas where there may be collaborations or partnerships, again, this will really, really benefit your staff profile and your position. Make sure you tell everybody it's live. Put the address on your social pages, whether it's ResearchGate, Google Scholar, whatever. Hi, I've got a new staff profile. Please have a look. Tell me what you think. And if you're posting new content on it, you can add a link to the new content on your socials as well. And that gives people another reason to visit.